Ahoy, morning breathers. Welcome to Friday. We're finally here. Friday. I'm looking around like somebody else is here, Peter. It's just you and me.
It's just you and I.
I'm sitting at a different spot.
I know, this is a first.
I don't think I've ever been here before.
How's it feeling so far? First
Well,
reactions?
you know what? It's a seat. Mm-hmm. I like being able to see the screen. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But see, when I sit over there, I'm very used to looking at you and over here and that screen. And
A room looks completely different.
now
Change your
I'm
perspective.
lost. Really don't know what else to look at. So I know this. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
We made it this far.
We made it.
Without Boss Man Matt, I feel we've done okay.
I think we pulled through.
I'm ready for him to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a tiny bit more I have to do. Tiny.
Yeah.
And that stuff I just take advantage, you know.
He does make that set for the day look very easy than
He
it really
does.
is.
But he's done the work.
Right.
And he even did the work early. But I still had to fill in some blanks. But I'm
Right.
able to do so.
Yep. I think we did a fine
I
job.
think we got through it okay. So, welcome everybody. Ahoy. Ahoy, Jimmy. Ahoy, Jeff. You guys are stalwarts in the comment section. We love you both. Jeff, I tried to watch it. I just couldn't get interested. The Arkansas women were on last night. I've never watched them play basketball, but they were on, and I tried to watch it a little bit.
Is Arkansas women's basketball good?
I didn't watch enough to know.
Sure.
I just don't know. It just wasn't there for me. I think I switched to, I forget what I watched, but I flipped away from it.
Right.
Just wasn't happening.
I know the men have been having an interesting season.
Well, aren't they? They're in the SEC. They're probably pretty good.
I mean, they have John Calipari, but they haven't had that great of a season.
That's right. That's what I did notice. He is Arkansas's coach, isn't he? Mm-hmm. How did that happen? How far they fall?
Yep.
And I'm not saying Arkansas is a big step, but it's a big step from Calipari. Where's he? Was he at
He was at Kentucky.
Kentucky? Yeah. I mean, like, you talk about a blue blood school. Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, Louisville. Is Pitino still coaches, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's at St. John's right now. They got a top 10 team.
There, I did see them, and Pitino's son coaches.
Yes, I think New Mexico.
Yeah.
I think he's in New Mexico.
Isn't that interesting? I did not think Rick Pitino, I mean, I don't know how old his son is, but I don't know. Rick Pitino is carrying his age well, I think.
Right.
Because I would say his son's surely in his 30s or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he was the head coach at Minnesota a couple years ago.
Oh, he was? Mm-hmm. Minnesota couldn't keep him.
Minnesota couldn't keep him.
His last name is Pitino. He has on to bigger and brighter things.
Exactly.
St. John's. You remember, who was that St. John's coach? He's passed away. John, I want to say it was John something.
John at St. John's.
Mm-hmm. They're
Tyson
really
Money.
good. You always wear a sweatshirt. Coach Cal, one of the worst. I'm not sure what that. Coach Cal.
Coach Calipari, one word.
Oh.
Tyson. Because Tyson Chicken is in Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I can say it's Friday again. Very good. Thanks, Boxcar. It is Friday.
It is Friday.
And it's going to warm up. It's a little chilly today,
Especially next week, you know.
but it's on the 40s all next week, highs.
Yeah. It's 40 degrees higher than it was all this week.
This week will seem like a distant memory. Mm-hmm. Distant memories. All right. Well, I know that state wrestling is going on, and I'm telling you, it's there has to be a better way than what I'm doing. But I'd have to know everybody's name and their class and their weights for me to follow them well at state wrestling. So instead, Paula, I just followed your grandson. And he won and then lost. And then he won his next two on the consolation side. Mm-hmm. And when he wrestles today, it's very important. He has to win. If he wins this one, he's guaranteed to be on the podium. And this kid's a sophomore. I know his family. Mm-hmm. He's a sophomore, but he comes from Union, and that is a good wrestling school. He's well coached.
So since he's in wrestlebacks, can he only go up to third place?
Third is the best as he could do.
Okay.
That is a grueling path back.
Yes, it is.
You would have to win, I think, 7 matches in the next 3 days.
Really?
Yes. It is grueling.
I thought today was just semifinals. Is it like quarterfinals and
Yeah,
semifinals?
they'll do the backside the consolation side first, and then they get to the where they at quarters. I don't know, because it must be semis because tomorrow's the finals, and tomorrow they'll wrestle for all the places.
Right.
So if Strat would do well enough and just keep winning, he could get to third and wrestle tomorrow.
Right.
This next match will be difficult, but I'm praying for him.
Is he going against the high ranked guy?
Well, he's a higher ranked, and I don't know exactly how they did it when they laid out the brackets. It was clear who number 1 and number 2 were, but then they weren't really marked. If you look at the brackets, they weren't marked what seed they were.
Interesting.
So I will tell you, he's certainly higher ranked than Stratton because he got a bye the first round. This is the kid he's wrestling today. Mm-hmm. So he got a bye, so he won there, and then he won his next one, and then got beat. Got tech-falled by the number 2 guy. So I think Strat can win this thing, but we shall see. We got a couple more hellos. Ahoy, Denise. Denise, we talked about the gals last week. They are fun to watch, and there was like on KCRG News, there was Athlete of the Week was one of the gal wrestlers that won state. I think she won it and then didn't win and then came back and won her senior year. They are fun to watch.
Yeah.
They're able to move their bodies in positions that guys don't and contort and then all of a sudden they're out of a hold that you just don't know how they got out of. So they're fun to watch. I have yet to see the collegiate level where they wrestle freestyle, which I like freestyle.
That's
a
Olympic
lot.
style, right?
Yes. Yeah. I like that a lot. I like that over folk style, but folk style is all I really know, which is what college wrestles in high school. But a lot of good fun. Ahoy, Kelsey. Kelsey's up and at 'em this morning. Good morning. My Patty's up, but she won't listen. She always asks what we talk about. I said, "What? You can listen.
Watch the show.
You can watch. It's okay." So anyway, Strat and Luke, I wish you good luck today. He will wrestle. I'm not quite sure what time, but
Don't they usually get started around 8 or so?
yeah, but they go class 3A is first, 2A, and then 1A.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be. They do it differently. 2A, 3A, 1. I'm not really sure, but I know this. 2A is what the class Stratton's in. They will wrestle third in the whole scheme of things, but still consolation round first.
Right.
But now when it comes to the finals, I don't know how they'll do it. But I know that for the most part, 2A is wrestled after 6 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long day.
It is. I can think of one guy, and I can't think of his name in college. We talked about wrestling back once you get on the consolation side to third. Mm-hmm. I can think of one college wrestler that did that last year. That is just brutal.
Yeah.
To all the way back to third. That is, you're wrestling twice in one day for a couple days, and you probably shouldn't have lost when you did. Is really what that means.
Right.
All pretty cool. I know this. The Southeast Iowa Video Network is sponsored by KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
Thanks, Casey, and
Feels
all the
weird doing this by myself. Sorry to cut you off. But
It's okay. I could chime in with you, but then I'd be saying my thing over again.
I know.
So thanks, Casey, and all the gang over at KCTC. And the Morning Breath crew, the SPP and me, we're sponsored by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you, Willie.
Thanks, Willie. How's our outdoor cam look? Our Mills Seed cam?
Unfortunately, outside cam is
frozen.
It's not here right now.
Oh.
It is on another job right now.
It's on hiatus. Mm-hmm. Is it Searching for Matt? Is it up in Duluth?
I think so. I think that's where it's going. So
is that why that thing didn't vibrate today?
That's right. Yeah, this little camera's moving with everybody. This little remote thing, what we used to connect, unfortunately did not have to scream at me this morning. So
it's funny. You do the same thing every morning and turn it one way or the other, and then it quits chirping.
Yeah, it's kind of like the what they call like a countryman's mechanic. You just put duct tape on it or something.
Give me some duct tape, some baling wire, and a pair of pliers, and I can fix it.
But instead of duct tape, it's just spinning until the fan in it stops hitting the metal.
There's a little fan in that thing, huh? Mm-hmm. Must be. All right. Ahoy, Julie. We leave before Julie gets here.
That's true.
That old show that I used to do, Julie was always here. Because I used to do a 10 o'clock show.
Really? 10 a.m.?
Way back in the day.
Wow.
Imagine that. I couldn't even imagine doing a 10 o'clock show now.
Yeah.
This is way better. It starts my day good.
Yeah, it creates long days.
Are you kind of getting used to it now? Because you got to get up early.
I'm a little more used to it, I will say. But yesterday, I usually work out when I get home, but I was just so tired.
Yeah.
So.
Do you live in a place that has its own gym?
Yep.
That's nice.
Yep. Just right down the block.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
Makes it easy.
I don't know that we've really got to know you all that well. So I know this. I know that you went to school at Mizzou, and you graduated with a certain degree.
Yeah, sorry, Jeff, M-I-Z. But yes, I graduated in journalism.
Journalism.
Best journalism school in the world.
Mizzou is? Mm-hmm. Really? I would not have known that. I really don't know what they're well known for. Yeah. Nursing. Aren't they a good nursing school too?
They could be. I don't know.
You don't know. You're just on the journalism.
Exactly. Side. That's on the other side of campus. On the south side of campus, right?
I do think they're a well-known nursing school. Mm-hmm. So after school, then what? This is it? Your first job was right here?
I lived at home for a year. I worked part-time trying to find a job, and then 13
voila.
to 14 months later, here I am.
Voila. What do you like to do when you're not working?
Well, I work out.
Okay.
I play video games. I like to watch TV and all that kind of basic stuff.
That's my kind of. I love sitting down after a day of work. I like watching some news. People say don't watch the news. I don't buy that. I'm able to, but they say you get too much negative, blah 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 blah. I filter it out, and they say you can't do that. I think I can. One goes in this side. I just listen, and stuff that's important stays in there.
Right.
So I watch a little bit of news, and then I like watching mindless stuff. Rockford Files, Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild
What
West.
else was there? Gunsmoke. That's one of my favorite shows. Mm-hmm. Bonanza. One interesting thing, you won't know this, but with Bonanza, there was an actor on there named Dan Blocker, and they called him Hoss. He was a big dude, and he had a big 10-gallon hat, and just a lovable guy. He was just tougher than hell, and everybody loved him. And right. I'm not going to be correct on the length of the show. Let's just say it was ran 6 or 7 or 8 seasons, and then unfortunately Dan died. I don't know what it was, but he was young, 46, I think, and the show couldn't go without him. It went 2 more years, and everybody quit watching because everybody loved Hoss.
Wow.
One character, and he wasn't the main character, but he was one of them. Mm-hmm. The whole premise of that was his dad and 3 boys running a ranch and wherever they were.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Say again?
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, somewhere. I don't know. Nevada. I think they were in Nevada. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Fun show. Jeff says, no problem, Peter. Mizzou's just our pesky little northern neighbor.
Mizzou's great wheelchair basketball coach. Oh, yeah, I have heard about their wheelchair basketball. I think our radio club that I was part of broadcasted their games, and they were really good.
Awesome.
So
It's Columbia's a fun town.
It is a fun town.
I like going down there. And did you ever go down the lake much while you were there?
I did not. I did not make it to the Ozarks, but I've been by them, and they're beautiful.
On your way to Arkansas?
On my way to Arkansas, such places such as.
I didn't stay in Columbia that much, but I've had some family. I have some family there. I still call them family, even though my in-law family.
Right.
So I've done a lot of stuff. There's a guy running for mayor that we know well.
Really?
Yeah. Murph. I just know him as Murph.
Murph.
Yeah. All right. So your sports, you were an athlete in school. Basketball, I assume?
Everybody assumes that. I did track. I did
Long
track
distance?
all 4 years. Nope, I was a sprinter.
The heck?
I was a sprinter and a jumper.
Long and high. High jump was always fun when I was a kid until it. I think I only went out for track up until my junior year. Senior year was done.
But I did football 1 year. I did wrestling junior high as well as cross country.
Okay, I remember you telling me wrestling 1 year.
And then
Cross country.
cross country. Because it was only 2 miles in junior high. And then in 8th grade, they're like, well, in high school, it's 3 miles.
Oh, it
and I
is?
go, well, that's too much for me.
That's a 1 mile too far.
Exactly.
3 miles.
3
What
miles.
are these? So cross country, the thing about that is you're just, it's a challenge. It's more of a challenging course because there'll be up hills and down hills and side hills and what else?
Yeah.
There's got to be hills.
It's pretty much just hills. I remember because each course was different, right? We had a forest preserve at our in my hometown, so we had all these
You could
trees
run through the forest?
and all these. Yeah, we had all these trees and all this foliage, and then there's some where you're just this big flat part of land, and so the first place guy can see the last place guy all the way from across the field.
Oh, geez.
And so
Well, you
makes it
never lose
interesting.
sight of first place then.
Exactly. You know exactly where everyone is.
Doesn't mean you're going to catch them.
No,
They're on the other side of the forest.
but you know they're there.
You can see
know
'em.
they're over there, and you can see them.
I think if I was gonna put on a cross country meet, I would go to Burlington and make them run up Snake Alley.
What's Snake Alley?
It's the most famous street in Burlington, and it's just a street that for whatever reason they made, and it is one elevation up here to down here, and to get there you just go back and forth all the way down the hill.
Oh,
It's called Snake Alley.
interesting.
Very famous. I had the long car there one time, and I threatened to take it down, and people talked me out of it. And it would have taken me a long time because the long car does not turn sharp,
Yeah.
but you can drive it. It's very famous. I have no idea why they made it. Boxcar is telling us he did die of pulmonary embolism. Dan Blocker, and he had a blood clot. The embolism caused by a blood clot developed. He had gallbladder surgery. There we go.
Damn.
Anyway, beloved Haas, for sure. I had no idea it was this late. When I see your hands on that, then I know we gotta go. See,
We gotta go.
When I'm out of position, I don't know what
It changes.
time it is.
It changes.
We'll be right back, folks. We'll take a quick break.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with a flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, morning breathers. It's Friday. We're having fun. It's just Jeff and I, SPP. And Jeff, you, that is funny. Eating Sturzings going down Snake Alley. That's good stuff. Here we go. Box, this is, we're getting lessons.
Oh, I gotta click
See,
some more.
but, if everybody can, I could read that. Snake Alley and Burning, that is a lot. It's a famous landmark. It dropped 58 feet, made of limestone. It was built to connect the residential area to a business district, and that's true. It was supposed to resemble Vineyard Pass in France. So it goes.
Look at that.
It's there. Built in 1894
Been there for a while.
because, they just needed to get there.
For a wee bit of time.
And it's much better to be a winding one than straight down. How are you going to stop? 58 feet down. And it says, she said 275 feet. So from one road to the next road is 275 feet.
But then it winds.
But it's 58 feet down. That's a pretty good slide.
yeah.
So windy is better.
I'd imagine it'd be popular during the winter times.
I don't even know if they'll let it. I don't know. I'm not there enough to know.
It's like the scene from
I don't know how they scoop it. Get a snowplow down it.
gotta get a small snowplow and try to get down the road.
Yeah, if you had a UTV, you could do that. Mm-hmm. But I bet they just don't want people on it.
Yeah.
Been there a long time. So over break, we just don't sit here and stare at each other.
Yeah. As fun as that would be.
As much fun as that sounds, SPP, we're not doing it. I learned that you were at ESPN. I need you to elaborate.
Technically, yes. So I mentioned that in between college and here, I worked. I was in Des Moines, and I worked for the. I think it's the Des Moines Media Group now, but they were back when I worked. There was the Des Moines Radio Group. They have a bunch of different stations. Some of you have probably heard of them: Star 102.5, KIOA, Lasers, the big three.
KIOA, that's an AM station, isn't it?
No, 93.3 FM.
Okay. I thought as a kid I remember a KIOA, but
They might have been
Doesn't
AM
matter.
back then, but
it's okay.
93.3 now. But yeah, one of the stations they have of the 9 was ESPN, is an affiliate station. And so I worked every Friday at noon. Wicket's World was the show I worked on.
Wicket's World?
Wicket's World with Mike Wicket.
Uh-huh.
So
And you were a producer, much like you are here, but much more stringent guidelines than what we have.
FCC can be tough, you know.
Screw them.
Yeah,
We don't need no FCC for our world.
exactly. Streaming world, you don't have FCC problems.
We don't need you, FCC.
In the radio world, you do. You got to watch what you say, how long you go, and most importantly, we talk about going long on breaks. You go long on breaks in radio, you can get in trouble.
Why does it matter? Because, if you would just hit the one, you got to do a station ID, right? That's an FCC law. You know this stuff
So-
better than me, so don't let me say something I shouldn't.
It's very stringent for two reasons. One, because what we call the traffic coordinator puts in the commercials to play at a specific time, right?
Yes.
And they tell sponsors that, hey, it's going to play at this time, at this specific time.
So the sponsor can listen.
Yeah, so that's the sponsors thing. But then the FCC, so like 10 seconds before the top of the hour, so like
Every hour.
7:59:50, you have to play an ID saying what station you are, what you're affiliated with, that kind of thing.
Or the FCC's coming down your backyard.
They could find you. They could find you a hefty amount.
How do they listen to all that? There's a lot of radio stations, isn't there?
So there are some stations that are so big that they can monitor it, but there's others that they do by.
Do they hire a snitch?
They don't hire a snitch, but people can kind of like put in a complaint to the
Really?
FCC and be like, "Hey, this didn't happen," or "This was said."
Hey, FCC, I was listening to ESPN the other day, and it was almost 8 o'clock.
They were saying some stuff.
Like it was 10 seconds. It was 3 seconds before, and they didn't play their. I didn't know who they were until that moment.
well,
You'll get 'em.
they usually don't do it about the ID, but like cursing or like what people say, they'll definitely throw in like.
Well, we
complaint
try
or two.
not to curse on this show, but occasionally it happens.
Occasionally happens, and in sports radio, especially with passionate writers and fans that call in. There's people who can have a bit of a sailor's
Are you a
mouth.
hockey fan?
You know, yes.
I know I'm all over the place here.
Yeah. I am a Blackhawks fan, but I'm kind of still living off the high of the 2010s to where, you know, I monitor them, but they're just so bad. It's hard to.
Well, have you been watching the national thing that's been going on?
Yeah,
So a big United States-Canada match was last night.
I did. I watched it.
Did you watch it?
I watched
it
all
was
of it.
Pretty, it went to overtime. It must have been pretty good. Mm-hmm. I have trouble watching. I tell myself every year I want to get into hockey, and I don't do it.
Yeah,
But that sounded like it was a really good match.
it was a lot of fun.
You
was a lot
agree?
of fun.
That was one to watch. I should have watched that
It
one.
was really back and forth, and then that third period, they could not find the back of the net.
I'll be darned.
Neither one. They had their
of shots-
chances.
Lots of shots on net.
They had
Didn't
their chances. Yeah, about 30 each, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
If you get 40 or 50, that's like, you know, that's
Well, these are kind of the best of the best. I mean, hockey was like born in Canada, wasn't it?
yep,
So
very popular. In
it's just
Canada.
in their blood. Mm-hmm. And Americans want to be best at everything. So
It's funny because in the NHL, the best players are Canadian, but they play for U.S. teams.
Yeah.
And I don't think, somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but a Canada team hasn't won the Stanley Cup, which is the NHL championship, since, oh gosh, it's been about 30, 40 years.
well, yeah, who would it have been? Edmonton, Montreal. I don't even know who the hockey teams are up there. So Edmonton would be one, wouldn't it?
Edmonton. I think that was, it's either them or Montreal were the last ones.
The Canadians.
Canadians, the
Kids.
Habs.
The what?
The Habs, Habs.
Habs.
That's
Oh.
their abbreviated nickname.
Denise, you're exactly right. If we were to be censored in any way, Woodward would get us in trouble. John the Voice, when he gets passionate about something, things just come out of his mouth, and he can't help it. It's not his fault.
Right.
Boom! It just comes.
Just happens.
Just the way it is. So he could get us a fine. And Kelsey, I don't know how you'd sled on it. I really, really don't. But you should go check that out. If you go to Burlington a lot, find Snake Alley. It's pretty easy to find. I don't know why I could drive to it, but I don't know how to tell you to get there.
Right.
That's all I know. 7:43. We got to take a break so we can get set for the day.
We gotta.
We'll be right back.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Ahoy, morning breathers. Welcome back to Friday. It's been a fun, just a you and I
Just you and I.
moment, SPP. I think it's the first time in a long time there's only been two people on the show. It's happened before. They've abandoned me.
They've all left.
I would just work with the producer, and I'm happy to do so. I always tell boss man Matt. He goes, well, I don't know. I said, hey, don't worry, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Me and whoever's sitting over there, we'll be fine. You're easy to talk to. We've had producers that are
cagey.
Well, they're not as forthcoming, and so I have to work a little harder to pull information out. But I get what I want. So, very good. Oh, Mom, thank you. Matt's mom. Good job navigating the ship.
Appreciate it.
Makes me want to put my hat back on.
The skipper.
We miss Matt. That I can tell you. So we're looking forward to Matt finding his. Hopefully he thaws enough to come back to work Monday.
Or maybe he becomes an ice cube and we'll just slide back down to,
maybe
to Washington.
Well, it is north up there. It's got to cut. Everything, all shit rolls downhill, doesn't it?
That's true. That's an FCC fine right there.
Yep.
You got to watch yourself.
Could be. Okay. Weekend takeaway. Choring hogs is way harder than choring cattle. And I'm not going to say why, but that's a fact. That is a fact.
My uncle has hogs just south of Des Moines, and so that's every once in a while I'll go and help him, and they could be mean.
They just do what they want, basically.
Especially since they're curious too, but they got those big tusks, so they'll just come right next to you, and it's like, all right, dog, relax.
Yeah.
So there's big boulders that don't know where they're going.
They go where they wish. All right, we've got to get set for the day.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna muddle my way through this because I'll be honest with you. It's Friday, February 21st. We're episode 256.
256.
256. We're starting to be real numbers now.
Serious numbers.
So, I don't know what the temperature is because I didn't look it up.
I have 3 degrees
It's
in
3.
Washington.
It's got to be near that at Fairfield and Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. It might be 3.5.
Give or take 2 or 3 degrees, but it's probably around there.
So there we go. Know this: it's warming up. It's going to get up in 20s today, which is 20 degrees colder than it is right now, or warmer. Sorry, warmer. Today's headlines from Southeast Iowa Union.com.
I'm dying to know.
Fairfield, there's a fundraiser, and I picked this one because I just love this name. There's a fundraiser at Cafe Paradiso for a local music store.
Cafe
Paradiso. And this sound, I know. I just want to go there.
That is a fun name.
It's kind of a cool name.
That's why the Razorbacks are so feared.
Oh, Jeff's jabbing you. Hey, by the way, Jeff, we talked again just between the Peter and I. We got to find the time to get down to the Arkansas area. Mount Pleasant. There's a new London resident that looks really good at 100 years old. Read the story about that.
Interesting.
Imagine turning 100.
I didn't know you were going to throw in the 100 part. It was just there's a new London guy that's looks really good.
Yeah. Well, I don't like saying names. I just there's a new London resident.
Well, if they want to find out, they got to go to SoutheastIowa.com.
She looks just pretty good. Yeah. You want to learn more. And in Washington, the Farm to Film Fest. It's a little organization we have here. They get state certified.
Well, there you go.
That's a pretty good deal. They just started that. I think they're in their 3rd year. But, we have the oldest theater west
Those
of
small
the
film
Mississippi.
festival films are really fun.
Do you like that stuff? You're a journalist, so.
I remember one of the few stories I did as a reporter, because I didn't really do much as a reporter, but I did a lot as a producer and editor. But as a reporter, there's a film festival in Columbia called True False, which is very popular. But I got to interview some of the directors of a documentary, and it was very interesting.
Cool stuff.
Very cool.
Cool stuff. Sports-wise, state wrestling is still going on in Des Moines. It goes all through today and then wraps up tomorrow. So I don't know. Look your own person up because I'm no help. Matt would be able to do it. That's for sure. This day in history, in 1948, NASCAR was officially born. 1948. Look what it's become now.
Look at that.
Multi-billion-dollar industry. Peter, I would ask somebody else, but nobody else is here.
Right.
So would you like a random joke, random quote, or random fact?
It's Friday. Have some fun. Let's do a random joke.
Okay. Why can't you trust an Adam?
It's not that they make up everything, is it?
We're not going to answer that one then. So that didn't count. Sorry, folks.
Redo.
You're an American when you go into a bathroom. No. What did the flowers do when the bride walked down the aisle?
I don't know. What did they do?
Yeah, you better say nothing now. From now on, you're too smart. They rose.
Very nice.
Today's takeaway, I like Jeff's takeaway for sure. Hogs are stubborn, yeah. Today's takeaway, Peter.
Today's takeaway is Snake Alley.
That's a good one. There's a couple people that didn't know about that. Do you ever go to Burlington? Find any reason to go to Burlington?
I mean, it's on the border of Illinois and Iowa, and I used to go there all the time when I visited my family in Des Moines. Des Moines in Iowa and lived in Illinois. And
they used to in Nauvoo, which is a little southeast of there. They used to have a great blue cheese.
Really?
In Nauvoo. I don't know if they still make it or not. I have no idea. As a kid, I remember going there. My takeaway is I did not know you could have a tab with the FCC.
Yep.
And my only question is, do you have to pay with a credit card or debit card, or can you pay cash?
I think they take Diners Club.
Diners Club only.
So, yeah.
That's hard to get that one turned down. All righty. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us today. Thanks for all the comments. You make it so fun, everybody that chimes in, and even those that don't. We hope we're putting a smile on your face. We'll get back to a little normalcy next week.
Yep.
We should have Matt back. I'm assuming. I've not heard a peep out of him. So, well, it's cold. He's frozen. What are we going to hear?
He's still sliding down.
Still sliding. So have a great weekend. Warm weather's coming. We'll be back on Monday.